Hello, BC. I am taking my turn at the annual vinyl tag. This is the not very official vinyl tag 2026 that David Atkinson has taken on. He's got 20 questions here. I've got them here, and I'm going to go through them and show records from my collection. Let's just go right into it. This is a long one. Show your best purchase of 2025. Well, that's an easy one for me. Fraction Moonblood. This is a very rare heavy psych record from 1971, Glendale, California. Really, really great heavy tracks, great guitar, crazy, crazy vocals. The cover is made to look like the Doors' LA Woman. That album had just come out when they were recording this, and so it's a very expensive record. I'm not even going to take it out of the sleeve, but you could pull it out and it has the same effect as LA Woman. But this would be my best favorite 2025 top purchase. The next one, share your favorite live musical experience of 2025. I went to less concerts this year, but I still hit up a bunch, and my favorite would had to have been Los Mirlos. They're from Peru. They're a Peruvian psychedelic cumbia band from the 70s. They recently got back together, I think 2 original members, and they toured the United States. They actually played Coachella, the first Peruvian band to ever play Coachella. My wife is from Peru, so I collect Peruvian psych, Peruvian rock from the 60s, Peruvian cumbia. This is their first album, came out in 1973. This is music you can dance to, music you can trip to. They're from near the Amazon River, so getting clean copies like this is very, very difficult. But that would be my favorite concert experience. I saw them at the Troubadour in Los Angeles, and then I had to work in New York in May, and they were playing in Brooklyn. So my wife came and we went and saw them in Brooklyn as well. The Troubadour was better because we were right against the stage. They basically were playing to us. It was great. But if you haven't heard Los Mirlos, do yourself a favor and check them out. The next prompt, your vinyl record collection in 10 years' time, is it bigger, smaller, or about the same? Explain and why. Well, I'm 56 years old. I would be 66. I'm going to guess it's the same. Kind of made a deal with my wife. We'll put as many records into this room as I can. I've got records at my office as well. So it's either going to be the same or it'll be a lot more and I'll open up a record store. Next prompt, you move into a new home, you play one record turned up to 11 to announce your arrival. What is it and why? Black Sabbath, Paranoid from 1970. Crank this, pretty much put on Iron Man and play it over and over. They'll get an idea of what to expect with his new neighbor. This is the original on Vertigo. Technically, it's a second pressing. I collect originals, so I usually get first pressing, second pressing, modern day reissues. But this is what I'm going to play for my neighbors, and I do it now today for my current neighbors. Show 2 albums, one each of your favorite male and female singers. Why these 2? A lot come to mind, but most immediately is Hope Sandoval for Mazzy Star. This is their 1993 album, So Tonight That I Might See. This is an original US on Capitol. Really hard to get an original, but they have lots of different reissues. Her voice is so beautiful. I actually met her in 1993 on a bus in Seattle. A friend of mine, we went to Rock Candy, and he said, let's go. He knew the security, brought us to their bus, and he knew band members, and just met them briefly. Didn't have much of a conversation, but that was the first time I've heard of Mazzy Star, and I've been a big fan ever since. The next one is the male vocal, Syd Barrett. He was the lead singer of Pink Floyd. This is his first solo album. Came out in 1970 in Japan. This is the Japan first pressing. White label promo on red vinyl. His voice is beautiful. It's haunting. It's menacing. It's soft. It's tender. It's fragile. I love Syd Barrett's voice. Hope Sandoval's voice is very similar. These are my female and my male top vocals. Next one, show your top 3 soul or dance records. I've got a small soul section. I've got lots of funkadelic. I've got meters. I've got Temptations. But I'm from the Northwest, near Tacoma, Washington, and I really am a big fan of the '60s garage soul and psych soul. But for this first record I'm going to show, it's the best of Louie Louie. This is dance. Who can't dance to Louie Louie? It's got the Kingsmen doing this, Black Flag doing this, lots of different bands doing the song Louie Louie. The next one's from 1970 in Los Angeles. Express Yourself, Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. This is a great album to dance to. The song Express Yourself is such a good song, but every track on this is really good. Original, White Late promo. Great album. Next one is Dave Lewis, Little Green Thing. He is from Seattle, Washington, and he is a pioneer of the R&B and rock and roll from Seattle in the late 50s, early 60s. He was primarily a keyboardist, organist, and vocalist. He was neighbors with Quincy Jones, and his father actually taught Quincy Jones music lessons after school. This album is soulful, jazzy, organ-based. You can dance to it. It's jazzy soul or soul jazzy. Really neat. A real stinker. Nominate a track you hate from an album you love and why the hate. I wouldn't say I hate. This is Pink Floyd Metal. This is another Japanese with the Obi stock copy on red vinyl. There's the beautiful album. There's a song on here called Seamus, which also has the dog howling. That's a cool track once or twice, but I skip it all the time when I play this out. Not all the time, but a lot. I would say that's a stinker, but it's not that bad of a stinker. The next one would be Love from Out of Here from 1969. What is this? Their fifth album. I love Love. The first track, I'll Pray for You. It's a stinker. The piano, the backup stingers, do not like it. I don't love this Love. I love this album, but not that first track on this album. It's a double LP. Number 8. If you had to pick only one album from each of the last 6 decades, what would they be? The 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010. It's a hard one. There's so many albums. So this isn't the main album of the 60s for me, but for the purpose of this thread, it is today. This came out in 1969. This is Gandalf. It's U.S. psych, kind of pop psych, if you like the Zombies or the UK Kaleidoscope. Really, really good pop psych. This is a good representation for me for the 60s. This is an original, which It's hard to come by in the shrink, but there's lots of reissues. You can pick this up, and you should pick this up. Okay, for the 70s, gonna go to Kansas. This is a band called the Morning Dew. This came out in 1970. Really, really good guitar, good vocals. On Roulette Records. Very beautiful. When they were recording this album, their only album in New York, in maybe February 1970, they stayed at the same hotel that Led Zeppelin was staying when they were performing in New York. Morning Dew from the 70s. The 80s, 1989. Well, this is easy. Nirvana, Bleach. I grew up in Seattle. These guys played at my college in 1989. This album came out in 1989. This is the white vinyl first pressing of this. Comes with the press kit and a poster. Super rare. I also have the UK first press. I collect all versions of Nirvana Bleach from Australia, from the US, and from the UK. This represents the 80s to me for sure. The 90s. When I think of the 90s, I think of so many different genres of music, but I'm gonna go with this. This is the Flaming Lips, Transmissions from the Satellite Heart. This came out in 1993. This is our first pressing on orange vinyl. This is their 6th LP. I saw them at Moe's in Seattle, and at the time that was the loudest concert I ever heard in my life. After I saw them, I became a forever fan, even though I kind of stopped listening to them 2002 or 2003. But their 90s output, their 80s and 90s output is super great stuff. Flaming Lips, 93. Okay, off to the 2000s. A favorite album of mine from then would be 2003. The Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Fever to Tell. It originally came out on a picture disc. I don't really collect picture discs, but this is the only way you can get this in vinyl for like a first pressing. I have reissues. Super, super cool. Karen O is a great, crazy singer. 2003, Fever to Tell. Just sneaking in to the 2010s would be a favorite of mine, Rocky Erickson. He could have been one of the top male singers. This came out in 2010. Rocky Erickson with Okkerville River, True Love, Cast Out Evil. Really good. He would die like 6 years later. He was the lead singer of the 13th Floor Elevators. My Last Dog was named Rocky after Rocky Erickson. He lived like 16 years. I've seen this Rocky numerous times over the years. Great tortured soul, for sure. I love this guy. I love all his work. Rocky Erickson, 2010. Number 9, you get the opportunity to spend a day alone with one artist, walking a mountain trail, the beach, or hanging out in the city. What would be the artist? Well, that's easy. That's Bon Scott from AC/DC. This is my first rock and roll album I ever got. This album came out in 76 in Australia. It was my first record. I remember going to Tower Records on the bottom of Queen Anne Hill in Seattle, and my mother questioned the song Big Balls. She went and asked the cashier, Big Balls, and she definitely said it was about ballroom dancing. So before this, I was only getting Disney records. Now, they played Seattle. Bon Scott played in Seattle in August of 1978. They played 2 shows, I guess, at the Coliseum. I would like to meet him. I would have liked to have met him after the second show, take him over to the Blue Moon, and have have some drinks with him and just see where the conversation goes. Part 2 of this question, what would be your must-ask question? I don't have a must-ask question, but I'd probably ask him, do you want another drink? Show a record that contains a track that always brings a tear to the eye, or are you a heartless bastard? I'm kind of a heartless bastard, but I can get a tear in the eye. The 1968 album by the Bee Gees called Ideas, the song I've Got to Get a Message to You, that was a song that I knew from my father, and at his funeral, they played that song. He died maybe in 2003. So I've got a version from this box set. This came out in 2010, I think. Beautiful box set called The Studio Albums, 1967 to 1968. It's got the Bee Gees first, Horizontal, and Idea. It's got each of their albums and then another album for each of bonus tracks. Ideas. They're all in this really cool gatefold. This is a great set. I was talking to Mazzy a couple years ago, and he mentioned how great this box set is, and it is really good. But the track on here, the last track, side 1, I've got to get a message to you. That is where my heart shines because of my father. Rest in peace. Show 3 albums from artists you've tried to love, but you're questioning why you bother. Jethro Tull's one of them. I don't like them. I like the earliest of Jethro Tull, but I'm not into it. I've got this album, and I think I have this album like 3 times, different Mo-Fi versions of this. Steely Dan, anything by Steely Dan, I can't find it. I've got one album somewhere there. And Christopher Cross. Can't find that record either, and I'm not going to spend the time trying to find it. But Jethro Tull, Steely Dan, Christopher Cross, that is not for me. Show an album from an artist whose character disappoints you, or can you separate the artist from the art? Well, Bob Marley. He was the main guy of the West Coast pop art experimental band. I love all these albums, including his solo, A Marley, which I have somewhere up there on the wall. Really, really good music, interesting songs, some really good psychedelic stuff. This is actually a later reissue. I don't have an OG of this. I need the OG stereo and the OG mono. I can't find one in good condition. But Bob Marley, he's kind of a creepy dude. He liked underage women. Not sure if he was ever convicted, but he's known to be that kind of guy. Later years, he changed his name because of his bad rep. So he's something else, but musically, really, really good stuff. This is a long video. Number 14. If you had to sell all your vinyl along with your record player, show the one album you would hold on to as a keepsake. Well, that's easy. I would hold on to Pink Floyd, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This is their first album with Syd Barrett. We talked before. This is a German copy of this. Really, really, really good stuff. Discuss your VC highlight of 2025. If that's a video, link to it, but it could be a meetup or some event. I've had a few different meetups with a few people in the VC here in Los Angeles. There's no real highlight that comes to mind. I like meeting people who do these videos, people who have similar interests to me, but there isn't no highlight, so I'm not answering that question. Number 16, name your favorite musical biopic if you have one. One of my top ones is Searching for Sugar Man. When I first saw that movie, I knew nothing about Sixto Rodriguez. How he was, I think, from Michigan, and he did a few albums and kind of got lost and was a industrial worker. And then I guess in Africa, South Africa, people loved him. It was like an anthem, some of his songs. So this is the soundtrack, Searching for Sugar Man, put out I think by Light in the Attic, really good. His albums from that, this was 1970, his first album, Cold Fact, and the first song is Sugar Man. Really good singer, songwriter. So great. And his second album, that was 1970. This was 1971. Coming from Reality, which this is an original, still sealed. I haven't opened it up, and normally I don't keep my records sealed. I always play them, but for some reason I just haven't opened this. I have a reissue, and that's what I hear. And actually, when I finish with this video, I'm going to open this up. It's got a really cool cover.
Sugar man, you're the answer that makes my questions disappear. Sugar man, 'cause I'm weary of those double games I hear.
Number 17. Give 3 reasons why jazz matters and show a favorite album. I like jazz. I love jazz. That whole shelf wall is all jazz. But in the past bunch of years, I've been in this psych headspace, but I do come back to jazz. 3 reasons why it matters. No lyrics. No one's trying to teach me a life lesson. It's a genre where you can play the wrong notes for 9 minutes and blame other listeners for not getting it. And they were doing heroin before Kurt Cobain, and the vibe was still classy. I'm definitely partial to Lee Morgan. So I'm showing this. This is the 1964 mono. His wife killed him. What a bitch. Number 18. You're an innocent man on death row. They give you one last musical request. What do you ask for? Well, this is easy for me. Wilson McKinley, Heaven's Gonna Be a Blast. This is really cool Jesus rock from Spokane, Washington. Private press back in, when was this, 1971. Their covers were homemade. They were a rock band from Spokane, and then they went to LA to make it big, and they did a few songs. They came back, they met a guy in the street, and he converted all of them and paid for their records. And this is spreading the word of Jesus, and it's really funky, really interesting, really some interesting, cool psychs. There's a few really good songs on here, but Heaven's Gonna Be a Blast. Wilson McKinley. Number 19. Sell your favorite artist to a new listener. Show one essential album and explain why they should make time for it. That's easy. I do it all the time. This is the 13th Floor Elevators, their first album. This is the first US stereo. And then this is the first US mono. This is Rocky Erickson at their prime. It's punk, it's psychedelic, it's garage. It's got a whiskey jug as an instrument, and you can dance to it. Okay, finally, last question, number 20. You're arranging a VC meetup in 2026. Excluding those you've already met, invite 3 people you would most like to meet. That's pretty easy. Number 1 is Jonas in Vinyl Stockholm. He's got a great psych channel. I would love to go to Den Bosch with him and look for records. Number 2 is Dylan at Noble Records. I've already met him, but what I really want to do is go dig with Dylan at a record station that had closed 40 years ago, and they just found all their albums, and he's going through them. I'm going to go through them with him. And the last one is I would love to go toilet paper or egg Mazzy's house with Vinyl Ritchie and then go have drinks and talk about it. But that's the 3 people. Vinyl Stockholm, Dylan, go digging with Dylan, and Toilet Paper Mazzy's House with Vinyl Ritchie. That's it. That is my Vinyl Tag 2026. David Atkinson put this on. Thank you, David. David, I just watched your video, and all your records, every single one that you showed, are the cleanest records the cleanest covers I've ever seen, and you don't have them in sleeves. How are all these so clean? Thanks for doing the tag. Thanks for getting this far, if in fact you guys got this far. And like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.